think you can see my recording. You can see my slide. Let's start. Okay, hello everyone. So the last class we have discussed about the last class of practice discussed about rights and responsibilities of client for service. So we discussed about what you mean by contract and uh, responsibility rights of client. So today we are going to discuss about this function and duties of promoter, that is builders and developers under RERA. The title of the course. So before going in a big discussion, let's discuss first what is RERA. So RERA, the full form, uh, the full form represents real estate regulatory. So what is the real estate? Real means actual physical. That means property. So any physical property that that comes under real estate, like land or building. Real estate is a real property that consists of land and equipment. It may include building or any structure. So why this real estate regulatory action? So the Real Estate Regulation and Development Act of Parliament, which seeks to protect home buyers as well as to help boost investment in the real estate. Okay. This act established a real estate authority, regulatory authority, or RERA, in its state of India for regulation of the real estate section or real estate sector, and also it acts as an adjudicating adjudicating body for speedy dispute resolution. So to solve any dispute, solve the problem related to any dispute between two or more parties, particular contract, uh, this real estate regulatory authority also gives some regulation. So it helps in speedy dispute resolution. Quite some a regulation like RERA, real estate regulatory authority, was needed in order to revive confidence in our country's real estate sector. It is one of the leading revenue generators in our country, and it is needed uh, some transparent government authority to keep a check on them. So it will always look into the matter related to your debt. RERA will provide a common ground for both buyers and developers and will reduce the risk which were faced by the people. Right? This act mandated a number of things like registration of projects, also registration of real estate agents, which have become mandatory. That means in future, if you're going to be a builder or a contractor or a constructor, okay, so you have to be registered under this real estate regulatory authority. It is become mandatory. A buyer will have all the rights to know every detail about the real estate project and will also have the rights to get all the documents related to the project. That means um, this act bound the about a law, or they make a law, or they instruct the builder to give a details information about the building or details information about the project to the buyer. It provides some transparency between the buyer and the developer. Right? RERA established a state authority which will govern both residential and commercial real estate transactions. They also regulate and keep an eye on revenue generation. RERA will ensure timely delivery of the project, which is a big sign of relief to home buyers. Okay, so as per this law, the builders are bound to complete their project, are bound to give the home to the buyer within a uh, prescribed time interval, and it will guarantee more precision between the developers and buyer, thereby ensuring transparency. Okay, the main objective of RERA is to present or to produce transparency between the buyer and the developer, and also to maintain the rules and regulation and the professional practice. Now, let's see who can be a promoter. As per real estate regulatory authority, so a promoter can be a person who construct or cause to be constructed an independent building, or a building consists of apartments, or converts an existing building or a part of thereof into apartments for the purpose of selling all or some of the apartments to other person, and includes his time. Which will uh, work under the landowner, and he can use the land for selling purpose, even for constructing building, and then that building can be converted into apartment, and after that can be open in the market for selling to the buyer. A promoter can be a person who develops land into a project for the purpose of selling to other person all or some of the plots in the same project, whether with or without structure here. So particular land may be with land or with construction or with building or without building. So if a person is in a project for selling a particular land, can be a promoter. Next, any development authorities or any other public body like DEA, that means Delhi Development Authority, next Noida Development Authority or Greater Noida Development Authority, or even in our Guwahati or Guwahati Metropolitan Development Authority, all are act as a uh, promoter. All are act as a promoter. And they work in respect of allotting of buildings or apartments that constructed by such authority, and plots owned by such authority for the purpose of selling all or some of the plots, or okay, so, and this any development authority or any public body like this MTA all act as a promoter because they built um, apartment. Okay, and also they can also use they under their lots of plots are there under their authority. Okay, they can be used for selling to other person. Next, any APEX state level cooperative housing finance society The primary cooperative housing society constructs apartments or buildings for their members or for their allotee of such apartments. They are also termed as promote. Next, any other person who acts himself as a builder, contractor, developer, or estate developer, or any other name, or claim to be acting as the holder of power of attorney from the owner of the land on which the building or apartment is constructed or plot is developed for sale. They can also be termed as promoter if he can use the land or if has the power of attorney from the owner of the land for selling the plot to others. He can also be termed as promoter. So these are almost seven definitions are there. You can go through this. You can go through this. Anyone can be a promoter under real estate regulatory authority. Next, we'll discuss some of the function and duties of promoter. So, a promoter shall get every real estate project more than 500 square meters or more than 8 apartments to register with the regulator. That means, if you are going for a construction of a building having size more than 500 square meter, or it may contain apartment more than 8 numbers of apartment, then you have to register your name and your project under this regulator or under this authority. Okay. Next, number two, not advertise, book, sale, offer in any form, any project prior to its registration. Okay, and obtaining necessary construction approval. That means without the approval, without taking the approval from the regulatory body, you cannot go for advertising for your project. You cannot go for selling on offer to that client. It is done only after getting the approval from the regulatory. Next, number three, a promoter ensure that each phase of the project is to be registered separately as a as a standalone project. That means uh, you have to first submit your whole project in a phase, in terms of phase. Okay, you have to submit your project in phases. And each phases must be approved separate, and it you can consider as a different or separate individual project. Each phase of your project. Means ensure each phase of the project to be registered separately. You have to register each phase of the project separately. Next, number four. After getting all the details, you have to make an application to the authority for registration of the real estate project in a standard form, writing in a standard manner, and within such time and accompanied with such fee as may be specified by the regulation made by the authority. Okay? There is some standard form and the time also be given by this authority. Within this time, or along with the registration fee, you have to fill up a standard form, and along with your documents, you have to apply for registration. Number five, submit various documents along with application for registration in the interest of transparency and symmetry of information between the builder and owner. So that means you have to present all the details, all the information related to your project work, the relation, terms and condition between the builders and the allotee. All this information must be presented in terms of document. You have to submit this document during registration, along with the application for registration to the authority. Okay. So this it will help in transparency between builders and allotee. And what do you mean by LOT? LOT, the land is allotted to LOT. Okay, to whom the land is allotted, they are known as LOT. Or you can say landowner. Number six, deposit. You have to deposit, or a promoter must deposit 70% of the amount released from the LOT of the project in a separate scheduled bank account, and to the same only for the purpose of the meeting construction cost and land only. That means there is strictly saying that you have to a promoter must first of all submit 70% of the fund of the construction cost from the LOT in a particular separate scheduled bank account, and would have to use that amount or the fund only for a construction construction work or for the work related to the project. Okay. Number seven, withdrawn from this amount or withdrawn from this account shall be in proportion to the completion of the project after certification from an engineer, an architect, and a practice to that effect. That means without uh, getting certificate or approval or clear certificate from an engineer or an architect or a chartered accountant or regard related to your project, you cannot go for withdrawal of the uh, your fund from that particular account. You cannot use that fund is in that particular bank account. Only after getting certified by engineer, architect, and you can use that, or you can withdraw from that account. Next, get his project accounts audited by CA within 6 months from the end of financial year to verify that the project funds so withdrawn have been utilized for the same project only, and the withdrawal of the fund has been in proportion to the percentage of completion of the project. That means every at the end of financial year, you have to get your project audited by a chartered accountant to verify whether the fund that is withdrawn from the bank account, whether the amount or whether the fund is utilized for the same projects or not. That means you have to show all the details of your expenses, and you must withdraw the fund in terms of proportion of in terms of percentage of the whole cost of the project. Okay. At the last, the registration of the project may revoke. That means the registration of a builder or a project can be cancelled if the promoter fails to comply with Act, rules and regulations uh, given by the regulatory body or regulator, or if it violates any terms and conditions of approval of competent authority. That means if you suppose if promoter provide a faulty document related to your land, if it gets caught, your registration will be cancelled. Okay. And if it involves any kind of unfair trade, practice or irregularities, you are, if your if it seems like your project gets irregular, okay, then your project or your registration may be cancelled. So in this way, this regulation, that is RER, Real Estate Regulatory Authority, take a close eye in the progress of the construction work. The main purpose of this act is to the regulate, maintain and regulate the quality of a particular work. Is real estate professional practice. Okay, so I for this I want to end here. This is all about I want to say. So discuss about uh, what is Real Estate Regulatory Authority or RERA. So you can also go to the web page and get more details about this and update yourself. We have also discussed about different definition of promoter. You can be a promoter, and we have also discussed about different responsibility or duty of a promoter. Okay, so the main purpose of this rules and regulations prescribed by RERA to make a transparency between the builders and buyers. So till now, I want to end my lecture here. Thank you for listening.